Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 5, the beginning of the second half of the series in this Toyota 86 Gran Turismo Sport season. Now, I only had a time good enough for P4 when I start my final lap in qualifying, but unfortunately a mistake by kart dude, the host. Starting the lobby too early doesn't give us the full 15 minutes of qualifying that we're used to, and that scuppered my chances of improving on the second row of the grid. However, as we get off the line with a fairly poor start actually, this is the track where I won by 30 seconds last season. So if there's anywhere I can restart my championship chase with my first win of the season, it's got to be here. One of my strongest tracks on the game, Kyoto, Yamagiwa. Now we hold out for P4, although there's two cars very close behind, Stingray and HSV. And later on the first lap, Murph down the inside of Dynamite. They're both a bit wide, and that's going to give me a great run on the outside of the Corn Hub car. I might be able to sweep around his outside. He's giving us pretty much exactly one car's width, and we've done it. Bit of contact though, and we're up onto the podium, chasing after P1 and P2. However, Dynamite would not be the easiest car to drop, having to defend quite severely. Stingray, who had a penalty at the time, passed Dynamite and then come after us. On the left comes Stingray. Still has that penalty, but he gets through on the inside. Unfortunately for him, a bit too wide, and I'll get the drive out of the corner towards the triple chicane and take his position straight back. Up the inside once again comes Stingray, very deep on the brakes this time. Looks a little bit desperate if you ask me, but we'll reserve judgment on that. He's in the tow once again, this time not going to be much I can do unless he doesn't pull out of the slipstream. He just gives us a bit of a bump draft. Perhaps he wants to catch up to the leaders. I wouldn't blame him for that, although we have got a bit wide there as a result on that extra bump. I'm going to go side by side through the sweep is probably not a good idea for either of us. We just had the ascendancy up in front, and that was enough to go up the hill in front of him. However, he's still there, got a great run in fact. He's on the outside though, so this shouldn't work for him. We'll see as we go around this long sweep, but he's chosen the inside. A late swap, great move there by Stingray, and finally gets his position in front of me, but still has that penalty, importantly. So now I'm following him later on in that lap, and he's gone a bit wide, giving me the position to straight back. I end up pitting that lap. And there was a fight here over several positions between Murph, Dynamite and I. Murph unfortunately getting the worst run of the three of us, and would lose out on second place to Dynamite, third to me. I would go after Dynamite once again, who will have to put more fuel in next stop, but Stingray's made a mistake in the meantime. This is now a fight over the lead. So all hell breaking loose here. We mount the curb there, and that's not going to be a great run out of the corner. Cars on each side of us. I didn't see the Stingray car until the last second. This is very close stuff between the four drivers here as Fubbles, the championship leader, increases his position up to P6. And Stingray barges his way through. That was incredibly either laggy or pretty aggressive from Stingray. There goes Murph. No, my teammate out of the fight for the victory. Now Dynamite led the way, Stingray right behind. I went for a move here. I knew I didn't have to fuel as much as either of these guys because at the first stop I was in front, certainly of Dynamite, and fell behind. And I came out well in front of Stingray. The only target left was Minardi Berger as Dynamite pitted the next lap. Minardi had done a one stop, so his tyres were going to be absolutely shot by the end. Unfortunately, not the greatest line through there. And how that's a penalty just really blows my mind, because I lost time as a result of the mistake I made, and I'm still punished further. And that penalty would not go away as hard as I tried to get rid of it. Even here, where Minardi blocks me blatantly, still don't lose any of that penalty time. And I had a 3-second gap over Stingray and Dynamite before this. He blocks me again. That's now all gone, so now not only am I not able to probably fight for the victory, I'm probably going to fall behind into P4 as well, which is basically going to end my championship. Down the inside, and Minardi is just driving in his mirrors. It's kind of unfortunate. I'm quite good friends with Minardi or OP, but he was fighting a bit too hard for this one, pushing me to the right-hand side of the track on the exit of the last turn as we start the final lap. I basically have to go for the move because otherwise I'm not going to be able to serve my penalty in any clean air. Around the outside, it looks like we may have done it, but Unfortunately, that's not the case. Minardi forces us off the track, into the wall, down into 4th, and with the penalty there's no way we're going to come on the podium. It was a very unfortunate way to end the race. Should have been at least 6 more points, possibly 13 more. Minardi does go on to win the race. He fought harder than I think was legal. These things sometimes happen. Very disappointed with that one. I'll be back next week for the 6th round, which will be Bathurst, the retro round. I've been Jacko. See you next time.